Hello friends, we'll be discussing an illustration which will be related to issue of debentures with different case studies in it. Now, this case studies that we are going to deal with, it will have a mixture of all details. Some will have pro rata, some won't have pro rata at all. Some will have pro rata plus oversubscription, some will have discount plus undersubscription. So it's a mixture of all these case studies. So these are simple entries that we have to pass only related to those specific problems. Let's start with them then. Now, every question that we are dealing with will be related to one specific case. So I'm just marking them in stars so that you understand how exactly we are going to, or rather will be segregating each and every section of the problem. So let's start with the first case thing, which will be marked in a green star. So the first case refers to ABC Limited, who issued 10,000 debentures of rupees 100 each, and they were payable as follows. That means 30 rupees on application and the balance on allotment itself. There is no final call made here. Now these 12% debentures, for which, or rather the subscription that we were expecting was for somewhere around 10,000 because we had issued that much. However, we received a subscription only for 9,000, which were then fully allotted, and the money was received, or rather whatever money was due whatever money was supposed to be received or due, we received it in total, and we have to pass the journal entries for them. So this is one of the case studies that we have to discuss about. Now let's go on to the next part. Now, the next case refers to TV Component Limited, who issued 10,000 12% debentures of rupees 100 at 5% discount here. Now, this discounted issue price was payable as follows. On application, they took around rupees 40, and on allotment, they took around rupees 55. That is the net amount that they have taken after segregating the discount of it. Now, assuming everything that you have received here, that means all the allotment due, all the application money was received here, we have to pass the journal entries according to them. Now, this is the case 2. Let's go on to the case 3. Now, the next case refers to A Limited, who issued 5,000 debentures of rupees 100 at 110, which were payable as follows. 25 was taken on application, 45 was taken on allotment, which includes capital plus premium, and rupees 40 was taken on final call. Assuming that all debentures paid their money, we have to pass the journal entries here. So this is the case 3. Let's go on to the next case now. Now the last case is a little different. Hereby, Alfred Company purchased an asset worth a book value of rupees 2 lakh here. And this was purchased from some another company. They agreed to make the payment in 2 scenarios. First, 50,000 will be paid in cash, and the balance 1,50,000 will be paid by issuing 1,500 debentures of 10%, which were issued at rupees 100. That means the face value was 100 and it was issued at 100 itself. We have to record these journal entries. So these are the 4 cases that we have to discuss. Let's start with the journal entries first of all. Now, the first thing that will be passing in the case 1 is the receipt of application money, because they issued 10,000 debentures, so we have to pass according to that. Now, even though they have issued 10,000 debentures, make sure you don't make a mistake in the case 1 of taking 10,000 multiplied by the application money, because that is not how it is going to work. Here, we received a subscription only for 9,000 shares. Hence, the calculation will be only based on 9,000 shares itself. So, the first entry that will be passing here is bank account to debentures application. Amount will be 9,000 multiplied by 30 rupees on application. Let's start with that. So, the total amount we have received on application is 2,70,000, which has been mentioned. Let's mention the narration now. Now, the next entry will refer to transfer of this application to share capital, or rather debenture capital. So let's move that. As there is no pro rata, no oversubscription here, so whatever total we have received here in application will be the total amount that will be moved to debenture account. So that will be 2,70,000. Let's mention the narration now. Now, the next entry will refer to the total of allotment due. As 30 rupees was on application, balance was mentioned on allotment. So we'll pass that entry now. Now again here, while you're doing the calculation, it will be 9,000 shares itself because that is the total allotment we can do here. Now, when allotment has been due, we are supposed to receive this allotment money now. So we'll mention that entry now, receipt of allotment money. As there is no calls in arrears, nothing related to any discrepancy here, so hence 6,30,000 is the total amount that we have received here. Now with this we have completed the journal entries for case 1. Now the next thing that we'll be doing here is we'll go on to the case 2 details. So let's start with that. Now it's time to go on to the case 2 journal entries, which refers to TV Components Limited. So let's start with that part now. Now, in case 2, again, the total amount, or rather 10,000 debentures were issued, only application and allotment money was supposed to be received. So we'll mention that accordingly. However, we need to make sure that there is a 5% discount that has to be provided there. So that will be taken care into allotment now. So we'll first pass the entry for receipt of application of debentures money. Now on application, they were supposed to take 40 rupees. That means 10,000 multiplied by 40 will be the amount that we have received here. Now, application money, whatever we have received, we have mentioned. The next part will be transferring of this application money to the debenture capital account. Let's transfer that. Now, as the whole application money we have received here, and there is nothing related to adjustments that has to be done in terms of pro rata or any kind of excess money we have received. Hence, the complete 4 lakh amount will be moved to the debenture account here. So let's mention that here, and then we'll mention the narration down there. Now, the next part will be allotment due. So let's mention that. Now, this allotment includes the discount of rupees 5 as well. So we'll have to take that discount also into consideration. Now here, the actual discount is 5 rupees. On allotment, we are taking 55 rupees. That means total of 60 rupees is the debenture allotment total here for 10,000 shares. So let's mention the amount now. So the total amount that we are expected to receive is only 5,50,000 because 50,000 is the discount out of the expected 6 lakh. So expected amount can be only 5 lakh rupees. Let's mention the narration there. Now the last entry that we have to mention here is the allotment money received. As there are no calls in arrears, hence we'll mention a clear and plain entry, that is bank account debit to debenture allotment, but the amount will be only 5,50,000. So let's mention that now. So with this we have completed the case 2 details, whereby discount was a part and there are no calls in arrears, no pro rata. It's a simple plain example for you to understand. Now let's go on to the case 3 details here. Now, the next effect, or rather the next case study that we have to discuss, will be a premium part. We'll be passing the journal entries of it. Let's start with the safe. So when we are talking about the receipt of application money, let's pass the entry related to that. Now here they have mentioned that 25 rupees was taken on application for 5,000 debentures. So let's take that into consideration. Now, whatever application money we have received, we have to transfer it to the debenture account. So we'll move that to the debenture account for A Limited Company, which is in case 3. As there are no calls in arrears in this question, hence we don't have to worry about any kind of adjustment that needs to be done. Total amount, whatever we have received, we have to move it to the debenture account. Now, the next 2 entries that will be passing here is the allotment due and the receipt of allotment money. As there is a premium which is included into the question, so allotment due will have the criteria of securities premium. So let's mention that and let's not forget about it. Now the premium here was 10 rupees and the total allotment money that they're taking here is 45 rupees. That means capital amount will be 35 rupees per debenture. Now the next entry will refer to receipt of allotment. As there are no calls in arrears, hence the total amount will be received here. Now after allotment, the last, or rather the second last entry will be final call due and the last entry will be receipt of final call. Let's pass both these entries now. On final call, it was 45 rupees per debenture. So that will be multiplied by 5,000 here. Now the last entry will refer to receipt of final call. Now with this we have completed case 3. It's time for us to move on to the last case, that is case 4. Now the case 4 is a little different as compared to the previous one. Here there is an asset that has been purchased. So we'll first mention the entry related to asset. The entry that has been passed here is asset account debit to company account, which refers to 2 lakh being the book value or the value of the asset here. Now the next entry will refer to the asset payment. it was given in two parts. First, cash payment. So we'll make the cash payment first, that is company account debit to bank account. Now, this was a partial payment that was done. The next part of the payment refers to 15,000 debentures of rupees 100 each being issued for the payment here. So we have to take that into consideration as well. That will be a total of 1,50,000. Again, the entry will be the total of 1,500 shares which are referred to 10% debentures. So let's mention that. So the last entry that we have passed here is by making a payment, that is company account debit to 10% debentures here. Amount is 1,50,000. So this is the last entry for case 4. Now this is all what we had to explain you in this video. So I hope you must have enjoyed it. So thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned with Ekeeda and keep subscribing to Ekeeda.